is Jay, and I am coming live from the pier in Huntington Beach. It is Saturday morning, and as you can see, it's a little bit of a calm right now in the ocean, but there has been some great swells. Yesterday, the waves actually got up to 15 feet out in the wedge in Newport Beach, about 7 to 8 feet here in Huntington Beach. I just wrapped up my morning practice and I thought I'd come live. I wanted to check in and talk a little bit about ego and transition into humility. I had a guest on Thursday night on my show, Dwayne Hill, and he touched on ego just a little bit. And I want to say a quick good morning, good shout out to Claire. Claire, good morning. Thanks for joining me live this morning. In any event, Dwayne touched on ego a little bit, and so this is what I've learned over the last 34 months of my own recovery and healing process in life, is that ego is where we spend most of our time living. And for me, it was always in my thoughts. Ego comes from our thoughts and chasing. We believe that ego is what's going to fill us up, and so we spend most of our lives chasing dreams, chasing what we think is what's important, and unfortunately that's where I lived for 54 years of my life. I didn't understand and I had no comprehension of what living in humility was about or what it could feel like. And to me, the opposite of living in ego is actually living in humility. And I actually had no idea what humility, the definition of the word meant, and I had no idea what it could look like or feel like to live in a space of humility. You could see actually in the background, you can see some surfers trying to pick up some waves. I am coming live from the pier in Huntington Beach. I have finished my morning spiritual practice. I must have greeted probably close to over 1,000 people this morning along the bike path, and I probably said good morning to probably the majority of them. And what I've learned is through smiling at the same time of saying good morning, greeting them and then inviting them to have a beautiful day. When I smile and I say those words, most people smile back and wish the same for me. To me, that's part of living in humility. What I've learned about myself is that where humility brings me is living in a space of kindness, living in a space of sympathy for others, empathy, compassion. One of the biggest challenges, I think, for all of us as human beings is not living in judgment of others and acceptance that we're all right where we're at in our journey. And I love when I'm able to stay in a space of humility, because when I'm in a space of humility, it just feels so much better. It's my ability to give it away, just be kind. Good morning to those that have joined me. Adele from South Africa. My God, my community continues to grow. I am so grateful that I've got people that check in with me from places like Belfast and India. Adele, thank you. Adele Jacobs coming in from South Africa. Michael Brzezowski coming in from New York, my fraternity brother. Today, hey Michael, it's Rich Bettenhauser's birthday today. I'm sure you know that, but if for some reason you are not aware yet, wish him a happy birthday. Good morning, Simon Gonzalez. I'm coming live from the pier in Huntington Beach, and my topic today is on, for me, destroying ego and living in a space of humility today. So going back to humility, for me, just what's up, Michael? For me, living in humility means that when I see that Adele is coming in live and joining my live broadcast this morning from South Africa, it brings me to a total space, a place of just pure gratitude. Gratitude does not come from ego. Gratitude actually comes from living in humility, just being absolutely grateful and appreciative of the people that are in your life today. Adele and I have never met face to face, but we have met. We have connected. I'd say soul to soul, and we continue to do that. And that's what living in humility for me is all about. I love practicing and being aware of what humility is about today. It's being kind to others. Where I was going was that Mary bought a shirt that says "Choose Kind," and it's interesting that whenever she wears it, people that she meets, strangers, tend to actually be a little bit more kinder. They smile, they're gentle, they come across in a very, very loving, kind way. And we're talking about strangers, people that she doesn't know, that we just happenstance meet as we're navigating through our daily external space. And I love that shirt, and we're actually talking about developing a line, because what that shirt does is it reminds people of how we can behave, how we can treat one another. So some of the shirts I'm thinking of is, of course, this Choose Kind. There's also Choose Love. There's also Choose Empathy, Choose Compassion, Choose Humility. How's that one? If anyone you have an idea, a suggestion on what we want to choose to do today, how we want to behave towards others, comment, hit a like if you're hearing something that resonates with you. David Littman, thank you for joining me this morning. Magdalena is watching. Magdalena, where are you coming on live from? What country or state have you joined? Thank you for joining me this morning as I'm kind of talking a little bit about ego. That's where I lived for all of my life, living in ego. And for me, living in ego meant filling myself up, chasing a dream, filling myself up with cars and houses and clothing and vacations and high-end dinners and you name it, just trying to fill myself up and feel better. And how's about those career jobs, those moves? Poland. Magdalena, do you know that I am 50% Polish? My dad's parents were from Poland. And so welcome. Thank you for joining me this morning. God, I love my life today. This is what humility feels like, you know? The people I have in my life today mean so much to me because they're right where I'm at, you know? We're all on a search. We're all on a mission. We're all on an excavate. We're all on an exploration. We're all searching, I think, ultimately for what we believe is happiness. And I guarantee you this, happiness does not come from ego. Happiness comes from humility. And happiness, from my experience, is a fleeting emotion. It doesn't last, and that's what we do. We spend a lot of time chasing happiness, thinking that if we can just achieve it again, that we're going to be okay, and life is going to be grand. And what I've learned is that happiness, for me, is an external emotion. I love going to when I'm in humility, when I'm able to find humility within. I'm able to live in inner peace, inner joy, inner gratitude, and that leads ultimately to serenity. And for me, that is so much more valuable, and I cherish that so much more than happiness. Again, because happiness comes and goes. You know, my mood can swing pretty quickly depending on what I experience on the external world. But when I'm in that space of humility and I hit that inner peace, that inner joy, that inner bliss, that inner love, that love for myself, I'm able to give more of it away to others. And so I'll take inner peace, joy, bliss, and love over happiness any day of the week, because happiness is just, it's fleeting. It comes and it goes, and then we end up right back to where we were, which may not be in a good place or a good space. So Mary Kelly, thank you for joining me. Hey, baby. We've got guests on from Poland, from South Africa this morning. I'm just so grateful for those of you that have joined me. So there we got it. This is what I know. Ego comes from my thoughts. Ego comes from the space where I'm either trying to prove something to myself or prove something to others. Humility comes from within, and it comes from within my soul. Some people refer to it as our spirit. But ultimately, I can't buy I cannot buy humility. I cannot buy inner peace. I cannot buy inner joy. It comes from within my soul. It comes from within my being honest and truthful, authentic, vulnerable. Comes from me being willing to come on live, something that is very uncomfortable for me. But I push through these uncomfortable feelings to put myself out there, because I believe that as I continue to push through discomfort, whether it be emotional, mental, or physical discomfort, I get to grow and I learn and I become stronger within my soul, within my spirit. And so there's what I got. I know I've gone probably over 10 minutes. Who else do I got on? Magdalena says, I am still on a search for inner balance. You know, what has helped me get here is focusing on my self-care. When I focus, I start every day taking care of myself, no matter what I got going on for the day. I don't schedule my day until I make sure that I've taken care of myself, and I do that through self-care. And when I focus on my self-care, I go on my bike ride or I walk, I'm in prayer, I'm in meditation, I connect with other people, I say good morning, I wish them to have a beautiful day. I listen to music that helps me connect with myself, with my soul. I do all those things in the first thing in the morning, and through that I get what I refer to as balance, my physical, my emotional, my mental, and my spiritual. And I don't leave my routine, my practice, until I've achieved some feeling internally of balance. And sometimes I can get it in an hour, and sometimes it takes an hour and a half or two. And some days I push my day back because I need 3 hours to get there. But when I get there, no matter what happens in a day, I can take it on with dignity and grace and humility, because I've prepared myself for whatever I may encounter. And then I know that I have to do it every day, because I only get a daily reprieve. It's not something that I could fill up like a bank account and I could reach into it tomorrow and take a piece of it and I'm good for the next day. I've got to do the same practice every morning. And through that self-care, a miracle happened. And that miracle was I learned how to love myself. Because up until that point, 34 months ago, I believe today, 34 months ago, was when I was released from Sinai. I was rock bottom. I was broken emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I had nothing left. But in that moment, something happened, and I knew that I needed to be willing to change everything in my life, and I needed to be willing to learn how to take care of myself, because if I didn't, I was going to die. And through this process of learning what self-care truly meant and could feel like, I learned how to love myself. And through that love of self, I'm now able to be more present for others in my life that I know and others in my life that I just meet and that I can connect with soul to soul. And through that, I learned how to step out of ego and live in humility. And so I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you, maybe something that I said has resonated with you. Perhaps maybe something that I said gives you some hope for your future. Hope that you can heal your perspective every day. Because that's what hope means to me, is that every day, as long as I show up for myself first and take care of me, that I can continue to heal my perspective every day. And let's see, Mary says, eliminate as much negativity as you can, stay in a moment. Thank you for that, Mary. Simon says, I love you. And Simon, I love you too. It doesn't matter if you're here from South Africa, from Poland, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, from New York, New York. We're all in this together. I know that we're all here for the same purpose. We're all on a journey. And that journey is to find ourselves, to come home to ourselves, so that we can absolutely live in those feelings, those internal feelings of pure bliss, pure joy, pure love, pure agape love. So I choose kind today. I choose humility today. I choose forgiveness today. I choose acceptance today. I choose awareness today. I choose consciousness today. I choose mindfulness today. I choose love today. I choose self-care today. I choose love of others today. I choose respect of others today. I'm choosing to just live my life differently. I'm just full of such gratitude. I choose gratitude right now. I'm going to check out because I'm getting too emotional here, but I love you all. Thanks for joining the show. Thanks for joining me live. This isn't a show. This is just a conversation. Matt Duran, thank you for joining me this morning. Coming on. Not sure, Matt, where are you coming in from? Where are you live from? Are you in the United States or are you overseas? Let me know. Ariane, where are you coming in from this morning? It's okay. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter because we're in this together. Thank you for joining me. Have a beautiful weekend. It's a choice to continue to live in pain, or it's a choice to pull the covers off, rip off that duvet and get out, start walking, start taking care of yourself, making healthy choices, and just enjoy. I counted this morning when I started I got out here at about 10 to 7, and there were about 40 surfers right here off the pier. At the time, I believe the waves were coming in about 6 to 8 feet. It was a beautiful morning. It is overcast. It feels like a Seattle day. I know all about that. I spent 10 years living there, but it's okay. The sun eventually will come out, whether it be today or tomorrow. And have a beautiful day. Take time to take care of yourself, and take time just give someone else a smile. When we acknowledge someone else that may be in pain, perhaps maybe they hear or feel something from you that just gives them hope, that they too can actually have some hope that perhaps they can heal their perspective just for today. And thanks for joining me. Have a beautiful day. See you next time. Bye.